yesterday, and it had to do with, sort of extra requests to get examples. And I'm not sure the outcome of that. So maybe, Eric, if you could walk us through all that and what happened and what we need to learn from it, that'd be great.
Okay. So first of all, I made it clear that those requests have to come through me and not directly to the design lead. So if somebody comes asking you for additional examples for stuff that is currently in development, just route them to me. So that's number one. Number two is we have QA people assigned in the PAPI pods, QA people, test people, whatever you want to call them, who will be creating Postman tests and collections for testing against the developed applications. And out of that, we should be able to provide additional examples to the application teams, the Fairlogics, the IBMs of the world. So, but that doesn't start until next week, all right? And the request should come through me, and it's a logical outcome of the appropriate use case testing where we have different options and parameters that are being sent on a request. So this is a logical outcome. It shouldn't be any additional work for you guys. This is what we've been telling them all along. I think Martin thought it was already in place before. So that is that. Does that answer your question, Evan?
Yes, that's great. I didn't know about the test people and the PAPI layers. So is there anything we should know about that then?
Yeah, well, actually, so this is the next point that I wanted to bring up was, all right, so we created all these designs, tasks with the subtasks. Everyone was the same from schedule the session to PO stories and functional specification, right? So those are all the things that we either are responsible for or engaged in. And one of the things that we're going to have to start doing is looking at the PO stories that are being created prior to it going into sprint and doing a sanity check that it's going to pass a grooming session instead of getting kicked back, and maybe helping the POs write some of their stories, all right, that the developers can use. Now, right now we're pretty overloaded with the new team members coming on board to give us help with that. That would also be great. So what I want to do is pair up everybody who is a current designer with one of the new people. I'm going to say Victor with Juan and Alejandro.
Okay, I'm just going to make some notes as you speak here. Okay.
And Juan and Alejandro.
Well, wait a sec. You said Victor with Juan.
Yes. Yes,
so
Juan and Alejandro.
Oh, I get it. Alejandro. Okay.
Marco with Suzette.
Oops.
Mohit with Pavan. And Roman with Evan.
Oops, that's backwards.
Yeah. All right, so I think that covers everybody. I would have given, wouldn't have given 2 to Victor. I would have given 1 to Howie, but unfortunately, with us trying to reshuffle Howie's work, that just can't happen right now. So, I'll make sure Victor, Suzette, Mohit, and Evan, you have their contact information, and I am starting to produce additional documentation that says, you know, the design standards. We capitalize our stuff. We don't use camel case in parameters, blah, 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 right? Because I'm going through some of the code and it's a mess.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, good.
And that was my updates for
Okay, thank you.
this.
Yes, good. Okay, so let's get started. So scrolling up here a little bit, I was able to see from the status updates that everybody provided some of the things, but I'll just broadcast this for everybody. So what happens here is late last night, this did go out to the vendor. This is my stuff, so that's how I know that. And so these 2 are taken care of. This is coming from Vince. She told us that she's no longer blocked, so that's fine. So 1212 is good. And 1203 is the same. Yep. So Suzette, so that takes care of Suzette and me. Walking down here. To FP 1218, Mohit. Did you manage to get started on 1218?
No, I haven't. I was merging the code for FP 1216, and actually the AC was that AC2310. So
Yep.
the status with 1218 is actually the main RAML library that I need to work on. It has to be it uses some of the OTA libraries which have to be pushed into the design center. Otherwise, if I start working on it, it will break. That's what Suzette told me. So I think she's traveling today, so she didn't have time to do that.
Well, could you create your own branch? And then you can do whatever you want in there.
No, but even if I do, the main RAML that I'll be working with will come off of that branch, right? So see the changes.
No, you can import a library into Design Center. So create a branch, import from your local, which should be updated from Bitbucket with the current stuff. Right, zip it into a file and import it into the branch that you just created in Designer.
Import from where you're saying Bitbucket?
Import, yeah. Take the good working version and import it into your own branch in Designer.
Right. So you pull the current Bitbucket to your desktop, zip up the library directory. So the source main API library directory for that project. And then once you zip that up, you can import that zip file in Designer. Do you want to open up Designer quickly on your shared screen?
Sure. So would you like me to go into one?
Yeah, just go on anyone. Yeah.
Well, Mohit, which one would you be working on for this 1218?
Is the ACPSS X shop?
XSHP.
XS.
All right, going to there. So go up to the branch first. Create a new branch, just type Mohit or something like that.
You can remove these branches, right?
Yep. Yes, you can.
Somebody's working on it.
Uh,
Don't touch the other ones.
yeah. Remove your own branches. Don't touch other people's. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, now click on the import ellipses. Imports. And it'll ask you for a zip file. And that will overwrite what's in that branch with what you import, which is what you should have just downloaded from Bitbucket. And that way you've got the current stuff.
Is that clear, Mohit?
Okay, so this import will import the file that I.
So you would go to your
Okay, Bitbucket.
so you would go to your
Current project, X shop.
current project, and you would get the RAML,
Right.
and then you would go up to the RAML, and you would get all this.
It's basically in the source main API.
Oh, sorry.
Right, the RAML is in source main API.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and what you would do is take that, what's in that directory, put it in a zip file, and then import that zip file into Designer.
Okay.
And that way you've got the current stuff and you don't have to worry about what's in the master branch. Probably that is your best. If anybody's working in Designer, I would say that would be the process to use.
Yes.
From now on. That
Yes,
way you know you've got the latest and greatest that's available in Bitbucket.
Does that sound good, Mohit?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, so now having said all that, now where I look like a kind of a ETA for that one, how long do you think you might spend doing that?
I don't know. I have to take a look. Maybe today's Friday, probably Monday at least.
So when Vincent asks for a target date, I wonder if he means version 1.0.
1.0.
So do you think you can get 1.0 by Monday?
I don't think so. That will probably be Tuesday, I would say, to be safe.
Okay, we'll say Tuesday. Okay, thanks. And now for 1217.
That I don't know. Brittany hasn't followed through with me on that yet. I think.
But what Vincent said here was that IMD is complete and on Bitbucket.
No, but there were a lot of questions, and we had a call. We had a few calls, and then Brittany and we were going to get on a call, which that didn't happen because she was still updating the IMD. So I do need to follow up on that back with her. But I know, like, if she's ready, she would just Slack me and then let me know. So, but
So the question
I'm working
you should-
with others, I wasn't able to follow through on that either. So,
So I would go through, just ask her, is in her IMD is the left-hand column, which is what we put in our RAML complete. If she hasn't done all the mappings on the right-hand side, that's fine. It's whether or not she's got all the fields. You can start doing the ICD even if she hasn't completed all the mappings.
Right. Does that sound good, Mohit?
Yeah.
So if check the IMD, if all the input stuff is there, then you can go ahead and complete the ICD
Okay.
and then get it. And so for an ETA, would we say Monday
Or today.
or today?
No, I would say Monday.
Okay. And that is all of the stuff that I care about. I thank you guys for putting all these updates here in the Design Lead Slack. It really helps me to see what you're up to. Then if anybody has anything they want to talk about or any questions, now's the time.
Yeah, if the new guys, or Victor, I see you. Go ahead.
So, I don't know, I received this morning something from the Jira, the EI 100. It looks like it has been assigned to me, but it has been already complete. And I think Mohit was working on it. So I don't know.
EIA 300, you mean?
No, 100.
EIA 100.
Yeah. So that was assigned to Mohit, and also the status is complete. The ICD is there and all those things. But Renault sent me a notification to my email, an Jira notification. So I went there and it had been assigned to me.
I just reassigned it to Mohit.
Okay.
EI 100 was it was not was it Renault?
I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, well, we can straighten those things out if people get it wrong. That's fine.
So
Also, if we go into Jira,
I think that was Annie. She was the POA 100.
yeah, that's less important than what I want to bring up
Okay.
right now. Is Evan, can you pull up the Jira?
Okay, so yes, I can. Just hold on.
Right, but bottom line is that ICD was done. It was approved by Mike Nurse. I don't know what the issue is now, but
Right. Well, so some issue is raised. We'll have to deal with that. Okay. So if you go into the dashboards, or you've got yours here actually assigned to you.
Yeah.
So click on one of those. Yep. Underneath these tasks, we need to start linking the information, right? So under the design session, what we want to do is link a link to the recorded design session.
Right. So we'd add it in here. Or add it in here.
Yes. Or there's a way to add links, I think, somewhere
Oh,
under the. Right?
yeah, you can
maybe
paste
one
the
of
link.
these.
Yeah,
No, attach a
No.
usage.
you can copy and paste it.
Oh, probably this one right here. Link issue. No. That's
No.
link issue.
Go into the subtask.
Well, here, let me go. Sorry, guys. Just so I did one today, and I put design things up today, but I don't see it. 1 to 10, 10 of 26. This one. I did this one.
Okay.
So let's do it. So here.
That was a recording. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's go into the recording, and we want to
Would we add a
the
comment?
attachment there, I think, or is it the link?
Well, it could be an attachment, I guess. We could attach something on SharePoint.
Attachment will actually load the file. If it's a link, I think you have to go into the comment and link attach, right? So go in there, hit the link button.
Session recording, and then
Right.
you want to go link.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just that it's wanting to link something in Jira.
Okay. Well, maybe then just copy the HTML from the.
Sure.
Yeah, that you copy the, you go
Right
there
here.
and you copy and paste.
So here it is. We can go like this, and we can right click on this thing. We can say get a link.
Yeah.
We can click in there. We can copy that.
Yeah, I think the thing at the end copies
Back.
right.
And
Put a
then
new
go.
line. Put a new line. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And
save.
And that's what we want. So that's just the recording.
Right. And then if you go back to your task.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think if we just use the back button, it's best.
And then let's say you had an ICD that you were going to publish.
Same thing, right?
You
It's a
would add-
Bitbucket.
Right. So you would get the IMD, you would attach it there. So that's the current version. We don't want to do a link. We want to do an attachment because it's a point in time. So I think that's the clipboard button.
The which? Sorry.
Up above there, far left, next one, add an attachment.
And we would drop it right in here.
Yeah. And so everybody knows that they're getting the individual IMDs per tab right now, right?
Yes, I know that. Does everybody else know that? It would be this for Victor or Mohit. Have you seen the new style IMDs?
Yeah, they have by
We've separated out the tabs into individual files.
for booking, for this year.
Yeah.
So that,
Yeah, so you would
it's better
attach.
now.
Yeah, you
I'm
would.
sorry, I don't think I have seen that. Are they?
I'll tell you
Can you-
too.
Can you
Oh,
go
I
to
can show you. I can show you. Do we have?
Or
So,
Bitbucket?
Bitbucket?
so in Bitbucket, it's here.
I have a comment. So, by the way, is it possible to remind the TVAs, reminder us when they create the IND, or when, because sometimes they put the files,
Right there.
they don't tell us what they did on when the IND is ready. And
Well, so Victor, I think that's where you need to chase them down. So if they
no, for the TV, for the IND,
yes
Yeah.
for the IMD,
you have to go and then check the Bitbucket and add them. Okay.
because they will check it in, but they tend to only do it when they feel like doing it. So if you need it, you have to bug them a little bit. So which is one that's done? I know booking's the only one that's not done.
No, it's done.
Yeah,
Payment.
booking is done.
Booking
Everything
is done. Go back up. Everything is done.
Is that, yeah, booking the first
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so here we go. So you see how it's all separated out.
Right. So with your source tree, you should be pulling those locally, and then just update and then pull that file and drop it in the.
And drop it back where we were, which is where were
Yeah. You might have. Yeah. So IMD, the left-hand link button, the
Yeah,
little
this one.
clipboard. Yeah, the attachment, and then drop it in there. So that's, and then when you're done your ICD, attach
same
it.
thing, right?
Same thing, right? So
Right here.
and so do the ones that you're working on right now and that are coming up in the next sprint, and then we're going to have to go back and populate the old ones so people can go and find stuff.
Right. And then what else would we have to do as we go through this, Eric? User stories.
So that's the PO. When they say they're done, you see their user story review.
Oh, yes.
That's where we go in and check their user stories.
So if we, in a proper one, we would see a bunch of stories in here?
Well, it would be the links to the actual X, S, and P stories that development has that we can go in and look at, right? So if you go into one of the other boards,
One of these?
not our design, well, yeah, go into, I don't know, one of the pods or just,
Maybe two?
sure. So you'll see the green ones. Yeah, these are, all the green stuff is development stuff. And there's a user story there on the right-hand side. So as a vendor, I want to be able to blah, blah, blah. We'll do round trips. So that's a user story. So we're going to verify that they have something decent and not just some boilerplate text.
Okay, good. This looks like a good story.
Yeah, actually, so some of them actually do good stories. Not all of them. Renault does good stories.
And that's where the review part comes in, right?
Exactly. So we're gonna use our expertise as developers to say a developer can actually develop to this, as opposed to what's been there sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so that's stories. Oh, I went too far. Darn it.
Well, you can just pick anyone, right? Because we just
So I'm just working my way down. Now, ICD approval, what would we do there, Eric?
So that is a checkpoint for the PO to actually go in, and once they've blocked it, it's just a mark as done. This is approved, and that we can go in and develop, right?
Okay. So this is after the vendors have signed off on it?
It may be, yes.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Okay, does everyone, does anyone have any questions?
Right, and this almost maps up to all the same states that we had in our spreadsheet, our big spreadsheet. So, it'd be big update RAML, waiting IMD, generating ICD. So these all almost map one to one. Waiting for PO, waiting for approval. That's the ICD approval. In the current spreadsheet would be waiting approval, right? And once it was done, boom, we would mark it.
Okay, excellent. So I have a question for you, Eric. Mm-hmm. I noticed from Vincent, he added this piece in here, but this goes to what you said, the very first statement you said, that this work needs to go through you. So this is the request that he made directly to Suzette?
No, this was a different one.
Oh, that's something different? Okay.
Yeah. So this one is, can we get it reviewed before the person comes back on Monday, right? So who's the PO for this?
Too? I don't know. Suzette's not here, so.
Okay.
I'll Slack her and ask her to update you.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Thank you. So I think that's it, guys. We're all done. We're over time. Everybody have a good weekend.
The new people, Marco, who are questions?
No, it's all right.
Okay, and we'll get everybody the contact information
for this.
Yeah. Have you guys got your AC accounts yet?
Sorry.
That's for Pavan, Marco.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Roman.
No.
Not yet.
No.
Okay, so you'll have to wait until they get them, Eric.
All right, but let's
Not yet.
but
Not
everybody.
yet, but but did request the account with Laura and Paula because she said me that the account email Big Glass was lost.
Okay. Well, I'll get somebody to follow up with you. And that was, sorry, was that Jose or who was that speaking?
I think that was Jose.
Okay. And if you guys are looking for stuff to do, go study the RAML 1.0 spec and become very familiar with that. It's stuff you can get working on right away that will give you a jump start once you hit the ground here. And everybody have a great weekend.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you,
thank
Eric.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
I